Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 33 of Power Up, your favorite superhero podcast, my favorite superhero podcast to do. If you're wondering, something seems a little bit off today. What could it be? We look around. There's only one man. Yeah, unfortunately, Greg was unable to join me today. It sucks, but I really didn't want to miss our new mark, which is, of course, Mondays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, youtube.com/thelevelupshow. So I really didn't want to miss that. So I decided to just hop on here and I'm going to do the episode. I already wrote the episode. I'm like, I don't want that to go to waste. I'm going to do it. I'm going to hit that schedule mark for you guys because it's our first week back since our YouTube was put into some dismay, and I'll go over that in a minute. But I did want to hit the mark. So here we are. And I'll get through my little spiel and then we'll talk about YouTube for a minute. So this is, of course, episode 33 of Power Up. It airs Mondays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on youtube.com/thelevelupshow. Okay? Subscribe. If you want the audio version, you head over to SoundCloud/thelevelupnetwork or subscribe to us on iTunes. You get the audio version for free right there. If you want to support us, the best way to do that is, of course, on patreon.com/thelevelupnetwork. We're saving up for a new computer. We want to make all these shows better. We need power to do that. So any donations will help us, and they go right to a brand new desktop PC that I will be building for us to just improve the general quality of everything. As you can see, I did get a new webcam. It looks much prettier in my opinion. Still some quirks I'm working out here. I have a couple of upgrades that I spent my own money on, don't worry, for my computer here at home, that I'm hoping will drastically improve things. So that's all coming soon. Now, our YouTube channel was put into a difficult position where we had to start all the way over from scratch. So we need your guys' help. What I'm going to do is tell you to go to youtube.com/thelevelupshow, spelled exactly as it sounds. Okay? That's The Level Up Show, all one word, spelled exactly as it sounds. I know we're breaking you off of this chain that I've been telling you to do every week. It's spelled LVL, but it's not that anymore. Just go to youtube.com/thelevelupshow, and that will bring you directly to our new YouTube channel, where I would love it if you guys would subscribe to us there, because that is, of course, where all of our new content will be going moving forward, and all of the old episodes of Power Up and everything will be right there for you. So that URL will change. That URL will change, but that for now will take you to our new YouTube channel. I know it's a lot. It's all over the place. It sucks. It's confusing, but we got to do what we got to do here. We didn't want this to happen, but it did happen. So, you got to make the best of it. Now, in regards to today's episode, I'm assuming it's going to be a much shorter episode. Who knows? Maybe I love to talk to myself so much that it'll be a full episode. But I have all the news here. We won't do a topic of the week because a topic of the week isn't much fun to talk about by yourself. So I'm going to check on if I have any questions. If we have fan questions of the week, I will answer those, of course. And that's it. I do see some questions here, so we'll save that for the end. I'll see if there's anything new to go over. We'll see what happens. But for now, guys, we're going to skip TV talk. I am almost caught up on The Flash. Or, I'm sorry, not The Flash. Of course I'm caught up on The Flash. I'm almost caught up on Arrow. I have like 3 episodes till I'm all the way caught up. I'll probably finish those today. I think I'm dropping Legends. I don't think I'm watching Supergirl because I never was really that interested in Legends. I thought I was interested in. It just couldn't hold me. The B-list, C-list guys, they're not doing it for me. I can't get into it. Maybe I'll go back to it later when I have nothing else to watch. Maybe not. I don't know. We have no rumors for the day. So with that, without further ado, let's get into the news. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 news items, and they're good ones. So I'm especially glad I decided to do the show for you anyway, because it's a good week for news. So number 1, starting off with some DC news this week. Warner Brothers and DC Entertainment's animated adaptation of The Killing Joke is officially rated R, with no plans for a PG-13 version of the direct-to-video film are in the works. The film boasts the return of Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill together again as Batman and the Joker, respectively. Now, we did hear that it was rumored for a long time that this was going to be rated R. It was all but confirmed. It's official now. This is a rated R version. They're going to be going for it, it sounds like, with The Killing Joke. So that's really exciting. I'm wondering how dark exactly are we going to go here with this. It sounds like pretty dark. And I'm in. Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill being involved are also probably the greatest thing, is the greatest thing you could have ever done for this movie, especially if you're going for that dark version. Just to have those guys playing the roles they were meant to play is super important to me, and I think this is going to be awesome. It is due out later this year, I think this summer actually, so keep it here, and we'll inform you guys more when we have an actual release date, and all, of course, our review on the film when it does come out. Number 2, Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice has crossed the $300 million mark domestically and has hit $827 million worldwide. The film has dropped down to 4th place in the box offices. I do want to mention this will probably be the last time I report on the Batman v Superman box office numbers, just because it seems like it's coming to a slowdown now. There was a pretty drastic drop off after that opening weekend. So yeah, I probably won't be reporting on this again. This is where I'll probably leave you with your knowledge. If you want to follow it any further, go to boxofficemojo.com. You can follow all that stuff there. I get a lot of my information there on films and things like that. But yeah, interesting, man. I had heard the production cost, I want to say $400 million. Yeah, I wish $400 to make that massive movie. $400 million, I believe, and that's with marketing. Now, someone else had said it needed to make $800 million to be profitable. I'm not sure which is true. I would believe either. But it generally is considered, as crazy as it is, that if a movie doesn't hit $1 billion, then it was not exactly like an outstanding success. I would consider this a success. I believe they did make a small profit so far. They made their money back. And there were some good takeaways from the movie. You know, people are really... the shitting on this movie has gotten so crazy out of control, but a lot of people's big takeaway are, of course, Ben Affleck as Batman. So if anything, the film at least gave us our new cinematic universe Batman, which is really, really cool. But yeah, those are the box office numbers for Batman v Superman to date, I believe. So, you know, I'm sure it's not quite what they wanted. They probably really wanted to hit that $1 billion mark and be up there with the Avengers and this and that, but they couldn't quite make that happen yet. Maybe the Justice League will. Who knows? But in Batman news, we go to news number 3. WB's chairman and CEO Kevin Tushijara? I don't know how to say his name. Kevin Tushijara has confirmed WB has extended their relationship with Ben Affleck through Justice League Part 1 and Part 2. Now, if you weren't keeping up, if you haven't watched the show, we did talk a little bit about it. I think it's been a while. Maybe we didn't talk about it because we missed like 3 weeks. But yeah, Ben Affleck was contractually obligated to perform in Justice League Part 1 and 2, and that was the end of his contract. So he had written a solo Batman film, but he wasn't obligated to do it by any means. So this is confirming he has signed on. The actor will be acting and directing in a solo Batman film. So that's really interesting. Also possibly written by, if they're going with the version that Ben Affleck wrote, which I assume they would. That's crazy. So we'll have a Ben Affleck written, acted, and directed standalone Batman movie. And honestly, that is the best case scenario for them right now. They need that to happen to turn this ship right on course and really build out that DC cinematic universe. I hope they do this sooner than later. Honestly, I would hold off on the Justice League. Really. Like, do the Wonder Woman movie, push back the Justice League, get that Batman movie made, make it good, make sure Benny knows what he's doing in there. I'm sure he does. He's a good writer. He's a great director. He's a really good actor. So, honestly, I would make that Wonder Woman movie, get that Batman movie in there, flesh out some of these characters, and then you bring the Justice League in. That's the only way to correct the course, in my opinion. It really is. If you keep moving forward the way you are, and you just shit out these Justice League movies, and they're going to feel really rushed, just like Batman v Superman felt really rushed and convoluted. So that's what I would do personally, but what do I know? I'm just a guy on the internet, you know what I mean? But that's what I would do. But this is fucking exciting, man. I'm really excited to check out the standalone Batman movie. I can't wait to see what Ben Affleck does. I really love him as Batman. I said that from day one, and I'm proud. I'm going to keep saying it. I know I say it all the time, and I'm going to keep saying it because of all the haters who did not want Ben Affleck wearing the cape and cowl. And I was there the night it was announced, and I was like, yes, this is going to be awesome. So, fuck you if you said otherwise, because I knew this shit was going to happen. Switching gears into some Marvel news for the day. Number 4. Charlie Cox has revealed that the Netflix series Marvel's The Defenders will begin production this year. Super cool. Didn't expect this soon. That's awesome. While stating he has no idea of the story just yet, he does know that production is set to begin at the end of 2016. So that's super exciting. The production's beginning of 2016. Could we see this late 2017? Probably at the earliest. If production is just beginning at the end of the year, we're probably looking at this coming out in late 2017 or early 2018. Would be my guess. Sorry, it's awkward. There's no one to fill in the time when I need a drink, but I'm doing a lot of talking and I need a drink. In other Defenders news, the Defenders have found their showrunners in Douglas Petrie and Marco Ramirez. Do they sound familiar? They should, because they are the same showrunners from Daredevil. Joining the team will also be Oscar nominee Drew Goddard. Also sound familiar? He should, because he worked on The Martian and TV's Lost. He'll be joining up as an executive producer. And then that's awesome. So we have the Daredevil showrunners, which is arguably the best Netflix Marvel series so far. In my opinion, it is. Season 2 was fucking awesome. It is better than Jessica Jones, better than Daredevil Season 1, if you ask this guy. So that's super exciting. And then to have Drew Goddard on as an executive producer, that's amazing. I really think this Defenders is going to be a lot better than I thought. And I thought it was going to be good, but I think they're getting into some new territory here. This is like going to be a thing. So I'm excited for this. This is starting to really shape up. And then finally, David Wenham, who you may know from The Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. He had a small role in that, and he was also in 300. He was the guy who lost his eye. He had the eye patch, and he went back to tell the story. Spoilers for 300, I guess. And he went back to tell the story at the end when King Leonidas knows, like, they're pretty much going to die. He sends him back to go tell his wife and tell all of the soldiers at home the story of their efforts. So you would know him if you've seen him. If you haven't seen those movies, he's in tons of shit. But he's been cast in the role of Harold Meacham in Marvel's Iron Fist Netflix series, so that's pretty cool. I like that guy. He's a good actor. I don't know who Harold Meacham is personally, but I'm sure there's a world full of Harold Meacham fans out there who are just wetting their panties right now. You would think. So that's cool. Things are really shaping up for those Netflix Marvel properties. I'm very excited about that. Now, here we go. Here we go, guys. We're getting into the thick of it now. Some of my territory. Number 5. Tom Holland has revealed the title and logo of the new Spidey film at Sony CinemaCon. And here it is. It is, of course, Spider-Man Homecoming. Very excited. And it is officially set to be released in 2017. So this is pretty fucking cool. Now, some people were originally a little bit negative on the look of the whole banner up here. It's like somebody pointed out in the chat in the Level Up show last night that it is very reminiscent of like a high school prom banner, which is really cool when I think of it in that aspect. I like it a lot. It is super retro. I get it. I get why you might not like the way it looks at first. But it's cool, man, and it's playing off of a couple of things. So if you may or may not know, the Spider-Man Homecoming comic was one issue where Spider-Man comes back from Battleworld, from the Secret Wars. He's in control of the symbiote suit, and he's returned to New York City to fight crime. So it was his homecoming, so to speak. Now, I think they're using this in name only, in my opinion. I think this is going to be very much like symbolic as like Spider-Man's back at Marvel. He's home. He's with the rest of the MCU and the Avengers, and this is it. He's back. There's going to be characters crossing over in this, potentially, they've said. So, you know, we're going to see some other Marvel Cinematic Universe characters coming into the play here. So I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't be happier. I think this is super cool. And I'm really, really excited for this, man. I'm so happy with what I've been hearing about. We haven't talked about this because we've been away so long. But, yeah, early reviews on Civil War are talking about Spider-Man and how great he is, and Black Panther and how great he is, but they said, yeah, this is our Spider-Man and not only our Spider-Man, but our Peter Parker. They said that Tom Holland just nails it. He's great in the movie as both Spider-Man and Peter Parker, so I'm super fucking stoked. This is awesome. In more news on Spider-Man, Michael Keaton the DCU veteran himself, the Batman himself, could possibly be in talks to play the villain in Spider-Man Homecoming. That's cool. Who could he play? Some of my thoughts were Chameleon. I could see him playing Mysterio. I could see him, as a little bit of a stretch, playing the Vulture. I see him more playing as someone who's a mental threat to Spider-Man, like the Chameleon or Mysterio, over someone who's like very supernatural and very physical. So the Vulture would be like my most supernatural. I could see him going. If you really, really push it, I could probably see him doing like Hobgoblin. That would be cool. And finally, a pipe dream, Carnage. I think Michael Keaton could play a great psychopath in Cletus Cassidy. So that would be really cool. Those are my picks. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you have any ideas of who you think Michael Keaton could play or who you would like him to play, I would love to hear from you about that, because maybe you've thought of something I haven't. But I'm excited, man, that Michael Keaton's coming over to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I love that guy. He's awesome. Finally, in our last bit of Spider-Man news here, the Deadpool creative team has said they would be open to a Spider-Man crossover. It's super easy to laugh this off. Hear me out. Deadpool's producer, Simon Kinberg, was the man to finally get Fox to take the chance on Deadpool. He also has a relationship with Disney, as well as he's the producer of Star Wars Rebels for Disney. So we got a guy who's already got Fox to take a chance on a creative property once. We got a guy who's got a relationship with Fox now, as well as a relationship with Disney. So, interestingly enough, director Tim Miller also shared, Simon and I have been trying to build bridges. And then Simon Kinberg also mentioned the pair are both very close with Kevin Feige. They both love and respect him. Pretty interesting. A lot of people were immediately like, okay, sure, but like, everybody thought that the Spider-Man deal with Marvel was totally impossible and Sony would never let it happen, and it happened. Now, of course, Deadpool's in a different position because they don't need a deal at all. They're doing just fine on their own two legs, obviously, but the difference here is that it's their idea. You know, they want this, and I'm sure Kevin Feige will be open to the idea of crossing over to a super popular franchise such as Deadpool. He is not a dumb man, as we've seen by the franchises that he's set into play here. So that will be fucking awesome. Will it ever happen? I don't know. The percentage is small, but it's definitely not impossible. And there are relationships already formed here, as we've talked about. So that's really cool. Anything is possible anymore. I'm a firm believer in that. Moving on to some more Deadpool news, and news item number 6. While no official release date has been announced, the sequel that has officially been greenlit, of course, I'm talking about Deadpool, the sequel. Surprise, surprise. Everyone's surprised that that movie did so fucking phenomenal that they made a sequel. The big news here is that they will be bringing back the entire creative team from the first film. That does, of course, include the beloved Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, as he has a huge part in getting the movie made. And he is that character. He was born. Every so often, there are characters there are actors, excuse me, that are born to play a certain role. Robert Downey Jr. was born to play Tony Stark. Ryan Reynolds is clearly born to play Deadpool, and I'm hoping Tom Holland was born to play Spider-Man. Sounds like that might be the case. So this is awesome. I'm super happy for them. Super happy for that whole creative team. If they had changed them out, I would have been really hurt, because they worked so hard to make that movie what it was, and they just nailed it. And I'm sure the studio wouldn't want to take chances on them losing out on any, success. So that's awesome. Really, really good news right there. And then we have 2 items left. Number 7, Deadline has brought word that Tessa Thompson, who you may know from Creed. If you've seen the movie Creed, she was the love interest in I'm so backwards. She was Michael B. Jordan's love interest in Creed. She was the one, she had a hearing problem. She was really, really good in that movie. I liked her a lot. Very attractive. Very good actress. She is set to join, get this, Thor Ragnarok as both the female hero and Chris Hemsworth love interest. What do you know about that? So maybe you're saying, what about Jane? It's also been reported that Natalie Portman will not be returning for the film. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know if this is like Thor's messing around. Are they even going to mention Thor? Or I'm not, of course, no, they're not going to mention Thor and Thor Ragnarok. Are they even going to mention Jane? I don't know. It sounds like this is a broken relationship. Like Natalie Portman is out for whatever reason, and Tessa Thompson is in, which I personally am super cool with. I never liked Natalie Portman as Jane Foster. Natalie Portman as an actress is fine. She's whatever. I never really find her that quite that captivating in my personal opinion. If you like her, that's fine. But I never really liked her as Jane Foster. I never really liked the chemistry between her and Chris Hemsworth. I felt like there was always something missing there. And it didn't land for me. And it was super rushed in the first Thor movie. Their relationship, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. By the end of that, and they're kissing, and she was so attached and so upset when he leaves and stuff. And I'm like, you don't even know him. I never bought that at all. So this is awesome. I also like the diversity going on here, and that you have this big, hulking, huge white man with a African American woman by his side. Fucking awesome, dude. I can see these two in my head, and the chemistry already, just physically, purely based on physical appearance alone. They look great together. This is super fucking awesome. I love Tessa Thompson. She's super hot. She's a super good actress, as I mentioned. So I don't know. Is Jane gone for good? Is she maybe going to become Lady Thor and come back and be like, fuck you guys, I'm Thor? I don't know. We don't know. But it sounds like she's done. And I am okay with it, personally, if that is the case. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys are cool with that. If you don't like the change. If you like Natalie Portman at all. If you like her as Jane. Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear all about it. And then we have our final story, of course. The Doctor is in. Marvel's Doctor Strange trailer has been released, as well as 2 new posters for the film. So let's take a look at the posters, shall we? There they are. They're really cool. I like both of them a lot. I feel like I prefer the second one just because it's a much better idea of who this guy is, what he can do, and you get to see his face. There's a meme going around where Doctor Strange, or not Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch is always facing away from the camera in all of his posters. His back is always turned to the camera, so I thought that was funny because yet again here it is. But I really like both of them. I really like the second one though. It's really, really cool. That's a really well designed poster. I think it's super cool that his eye comes through his hand too, which is super cool. I'm just a big fan of the whole look of this film so far, and I have watched the trailer many times. So maybe for topic of the week, we'll talk about that a little bit. I'll talk about that. You guys will listen. So those are the posters right there. So the Doctor Strange trailer. It's time. Topic of the week. Here we go. We're doing it. I know it's very abrupt, but it's happening. Topic of the week. Doctor Strange trailer. My reactions to it. I liked it a lot. I watched it quite a few times. I think it looks really, really cool. Now, full disclosure, I don't really know that much about Doctor Strange. I always found him very interesting. Don't know too much about him. But I do think that this movie looks really, really cool. Tilda Swinton is really weird looking. She's got the totally shaved head in the trailer. She punches his soul out of his body. That's when they got me, honestly. If I'm being honest with you. I was a little bit alarmed by the Benedict Cumberbatch's American accent. I didn't know that that's the way they were going to go with this. I was like, oh, he'll probably be British. Right, because I always thought when you hear like Doctor Strange talk, he's always like, "By the rings of Raggador." He's very like regal sounding, and I thought it was just a natural thing because Benedict Cumberbatch is already British, and I was like, "Oh, perfect." And then you hear him talking, he's like, "I don't believe in fairy tales," and I'm like, "Well, this is kind of fucking weird." But then by the end, when Tilda Swinton like messes with him, she like punches his soul out of his body, and then he like comes back and he's laying on the ground and he's like, "Teach me." I'm like, okay, I'm in. This is fucking super cool. And then of course at the end, the final shot of him turning around, the big flowing cape as he's slowly walking up the stairs of the Sanctum Sanctorum. Really, really cool, very powerful imagery in this. Yeah, but that was my first initial impression. I was like, that's kind of weird. I didn't know he was gonna go for the American accent in this. And he did it. And I think it's just one of those things where, like, you've seen this guy a certain way so much, so it's going to be kind of weird to see him as something else at first. Like, when you first find out a British actor is actually American in real life, but they play a British character or vice versa, you know? I think it's going to be that kind of a thing where you're like, oh, shit. It's a little alarming to hear them just become a totally different person at first, but I buy it. You know, once the trailer went along a little bit more and I watched it a couple more times, I was like, oh, it's fine. I get it. Really cool. I like the whole idea that they're playing on how he is like traveling through other parallel dimensions and seeing these different versions of himself. That's really cool. It's just a total outsider. Like this is cool as shit because I don't know Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? And when I go in these Marvel movies, I'm usually the guy that, like, my fiance Jen or like my buddy Eric, who likes comic book movies. He doesn't really read comics too much, but you know, my buddy Kevin as well likes comic book movies. He's more up to date on comic books, but they look to me and they're like, "What's this? Who's this guy? What's going on in this? What's like the backbone of the story?" And like, this is the one instance where I get to be like, "I don't fucking know. I don't know." And the last time that happened was with Guardians. So, and I really, really enjoyed Guardians, and I had never read any of the comics. I didn't know who any of these characters were. So it's awesome. I get to come into this movie and meet Doctor Strange for the first time, essentially. I've seen him around, you know, but it's like that guy at the party or that girl at the party. You've seen her around, like, thinking about going to talk to her. You're just like, I don't know. Yeah, I've seen her around. She's cute. I don't know. Should I talk to her? I don't know. And then you talk to her, and then you wind up getting engaged. You know what I mean? That's going to be the similar thing. It's a weird analogy, but it's the one I'm using. You meet the Doctor officially for the first time here, and then you're like, yes, Doctor Strange is fucking awesome. And I feel like that's what's going to happen. I really like the look of the trailer. I really, really like the tone that they're setting. They don't show you too much of what's his name? Matson? Matson? I don't know. The guy who plays Hannibal. He's the villain. You see him for a quick second in the trailer. He looked cool. What else? What else happens? I don't know, not a lot. You see him going through the surgery. You get a quick glimpse at Rachel McAdams, who I believe is playing Night Nurse. So it's cool. I'm excited. I thought the trailer was really good. As someone who just doesn't know anything, I don't know. A lot of people were wondering, could this be the first Marvel movie that they screw up here? No, I don't think so. I do not think so. So I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be another great addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think Benedict Cumberbatch is really going to kill this role. And I think the movie is going to be a really big surprise for a lot of people. I think it's going to set a totally different tone for Phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So those are my thoughts on the Doctor Strange trailer. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Also, somebody mentioned, I want to clear this up before I move on to questions here. Somebody mentioned, like, oh, it's a review. You're not reacting to anything. Yes, I am. I'm reacting to what I saw already. I don't watch the trailers here live and then watch them, like, react to them live, because it's tough to do that without our videos getting flagged, and then we can't release the video that we just worked hard on to record and edit it and publish for you. So, yes, I am. I'm reacting to what I saw, just to be totally clear with you. There's been quite a few iffy comments going around lately. There's quite a few new people coming to the channel who aren't used to the way we do things over here. And that's fine, guys. Welcome. We love all of you. We want you guys to become a part of our community. But come in with an open mind. Don't come in with all that hate bullshit. There was a dude commenting on the X-Men video, getting all pissed off because I didn't like the way the X-Men trailers looked. Tough shit. It's my opinion, and it's my show, quite frankly. So, sorry if you don't like it. He said you wouldn't change it again. You wouldn't change the way you did this to be more informative to the viewers. No, I wouldn't. It's not my job to be informative. The only reason there's a news segment at all is because I pick the stories that I find interesting to me, that I want to talk about and share my opinion with. This is not meant to be like your source for comic book news, and that's why at the end of every show I mention, for all of your comic book news, you can go to superherohype.com or comingsoon.net, and that's where I get my information from, or comicbook.com. So no, this is not meant to be a news show. This is not meant to be informative. Sure, you might learn a little something, but this is an entertainment thing. I want to come and talk with my buddy Greg and talk with all of you guys about the news that I find interesting and what I think about the news. It's not me like breaking news to you. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to clear that up for those who might be a little bit confused about the way we do things here. Same with the trailer reactions. We're reacting to what we watched. We're giving our reactions after we've watched the trailer. So take it easy. Enjoy the show. Thank you for coming. Everybody else who knows how we do things, hi. How you guys doing? I love you. Topic of the week is complete. Again, big credit to superherohype.com and comingsoon.net. That's where I get all of my superhero news from. Go check out the website. Click their links. They're good people there. They do God's work. And now, finally, before we go, I will read some fan questions. I have 2 this week, I think. And they are from... Who are they from? Oh, we got I got 2 Ricks today. So, I won't read last names because I'm not gonna. Question number 1 is from Rick. And he says, what is your least favorite suit / costume / character design in a comic book movie. And he sent a photo of his, and he said, "Damn, that's atrocious." And it's Catwoman from Batman Returns by Tim Burton, of course. Yes, it is atrocious. I want to show you. Oh, here we go. I can do it. I didn't want to show his email, but yeah, you know what she looks like. But it's terrible. It's pretty bad. There's a lot of glare there, but you get the idea. Yeah, it's super bad. That's a fine choice, Rick. My least favorite suit, costume, character design in a comic book movie. I really, really fucking hated the way they designed Captain America in the Avengers movie. He looked like a penis. He had a little penis helmet on. He looked like a scuba diver with a penis helmet. I hated it. That's my only complaint about that entire movie. Honestly, it really is. That's the only thing. I loved even the way the character plays in that movie, how he's just, you know, a fish out of water, and he's still coming to grips with being in current time. It makes sense because it just picks up after a little bit after the events of the first Avenger, when he wakes up in our timeline. So I was a big fan of everything Chris Evans done. I just think that suit, man, the missed opportunity with that suit, and of course they rectified it ever since. His suit in Winter Soldier, his first Avenger suit even, and then the suits following in Age of Ultron, and now his suit in Civil War is like magnificent. It's the suit in Civil War is the peak of Captain America. That suit, I'm looking at it. It's on, I have as my wallpaper here. I have Iron Man on my one monitor and then Cap on my other monitor. It's fucking awesome. The new Captain America suit is just, it's perfect. They could really not do anything else to his suit for the next however many movies he's going to be around for, and it'll be just fucking great. So yeah, I absolutely hated Captain America's suit in Avengers. What else? I'm trying to think. There's definitely more. I'm just trying to think. Let me look at my movies over here. Huh. I'm trying to think back. Catwoman's definitely a good one. There's never really been a good-looking Catwoman, in my opinion. Oh, no, that's not true. I'm sorry. I've totally just blanked out for a second. Whew. Saved myself. Anne Hathaway, Catwoman, The Dark Knight Rises. I'm not going to say anything else. I don't want to get myself in hot water. I am an engaged man, but look at my face. Yeah. Anne Hathaway. Catwoman. What do we got? Man of Steel, Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought were really cool. Everyone in that I thought was cool. Age of Ultron was pretty cool. No, not really. I mean, oh, you know what? There were things I didn't like about Spider-Man in the Amazing Spider-Man movie, the first one. His eyes were like super yellow. His suit was like a very strange material. Wasn't crazy about that suit. I didn't hate it though. It's definitely not my least favorite if I'm choosing just one, which is the question. So yeah, that would be my answer. If I'm choosing just one, the Captain America Avengers costume was my least favorite, only because it's my least favorite. I say that like it gets the moniker of being my least favorite, even though there have been far worse, like the Catwoman one that Rick shared with us and things like that, because it was the one standout thing in an otherwise perfect movie, in my opinion. So I was like, why'd you have to do that? So yeah, that'll be my choice. And then I do have another question here from another Ricky. Hey, Ricky. I know you. I'm not going to read your last name, but I know who you are. Thank you for writing it. Even though it's been almost 20 years, Ricky says, since the show was canceled, do you think they'll ever reboot Batman Beyond? That's a good question. That's actually a really good question. I don't know. I think that's obviously a viable IP. That show is beloved. People really love Batman Beyond. Everyone buys Batman Beyond merchandise still. Everyone still talks about that animated series. So yeah, probably, man. I mean, I could totally see them rebooting the show. What would be more to my interest personally is, as a giant child, would be a Pixar quality, not done by Pixar, but that animation quality level of Batman Beyond feature length film. That would be super cool. I would be totally not, if that's all we could get without a television series. If they just do just a standalone Batman Beyond Pixar quality level film, I'm super fucking in. If they do revive the television series or reboot it at all, I could see Netflix doing it for sure. Netflix seems to be putting a lot of stock in DC animated films. They just put up a whole bunch of old stuff: Justice League War, Son of Batman, all this stuff is up on Netflix all of a sudden. And they did put up Young Justice Season 2 recently, with rumors gurgling around of them doing Young Justice Season 3 exclusive to Netflix. So it does seem like some kind of relationship between DC Animation and Netflix is formed, as it has with Marvel and live action stuff. So Netflix isn't too dumb over there. They know what they're doing, and if things go well, I could totally see Netflix being the one to revive and reboot Batman Beyond. So that would be cool. So is it possible? Yes, absolutely. I think it's possible. Will it? What is the likelihood it will happen? 50-50, I guess. You know, it has been almost 20 years since that show was canceled. That's crazy. Phew. I'm old. I feel really old reading that right now. That's insane. But thank you guys so much, both of you. Thank you so much for your questions. Remember, you can write into us at powerup@thelevelupnetwork.com with any questions you want to ask. I will read them here on the show. We don't get too many, so you're almost guaranteed to get them read. In fact, you are guaranteed to get them read. I will read them at some point or another in one of the episodes. So write in. It'll absolutely be read here on the show. I love to talk to you guys, and I love to hear from all of you. It means a lot to me. You leave comments, of course, about whatever you think of the episode and what we've talked about in the episode. But if you want to ask questions, it's much, much better to write in at powerup@thelevelupnetwork.com. The email there, that's where we look actively for the questions. So thank you guys so much. I know this was a little bit of an unconventional episode. I filled out a pretty good chunk of time, I feel like. I don't know how long I went, but I think I filled out a pretty good chunk of time. I hope you were able to enjoy yourself, even though I didn't have my superhero sidekick, Greg Verga, with me today. Greg is all as well. Everything should be back to normal next week. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I wanted to make sure I got you an episode, and so here it is. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, our YouTube channel is brand new. We're starting from scratch. We're at about 120, I think, right now in subs. So we really need you guys to subscribe. YouTube.com/thelevelupshow. You can put that link in. It'll take you right to our new YouTube channel. The reason I don't have a new link for that, by the way, is because our URL is in limbo right now, so it's all messed up. But if you just go to youtube.com/thelevelupshow, spelled exactly as it sounds, it'll take you directly to our new YouTube channel. You can subscribe right there. But if you're watching this video, chances are you're already on the right YouTube channel, so just hit that subscribe button. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate all the support you give us. Remember, this has been episode 33 of Power Up. If you want to catch episode 34, it airs Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. If you want to get the audio version of the show, you're going to want to go to soundcloud.com/thelevelupnetwork, spelled exactly as it sounds. And that is a free audio version for it right there. And you can also subscribe to us on iTunes if you prefer. And the best way to support us, as always, is patreon.com/thelevelupnetwork, spelled exactly as it sounds, for however much you want. You can do a 1-month thing, one-time donation. That's cool. You can support us for $1 a month, whatever. If you guys want to support us, that would be super awesome. All of that money goes to making our shows better, fixing things like the random freezes that you've seen in this episode. All of that money goes to improving everything we do here so we can make a better product for you guys. We really appreciate everything you have done and continue to do. Thank you guys so very much. We'll see you next week for episode 34. Take care. Power up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 33 of Power Up, your favorite superhero podcast, my favorite superhero podcast to do for you. Now, you might be wondering, I'll let you freeze a little bit. Let me just let you freeze. Go ahead. Freeze away. Freeze away. You little fucking bitch. Freeze away. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 33 of Power Up, my favorite superhero podcast. Fucking shit.